I've been thinking a lot about the way that cities change and the way that different eras in the city have sort of marked it in different ways. Walking seems really important and really deeply kind of connected to art and to the city. If one's trying to make something, how does this strange aspect of the landscape or thing that you might see, how could those different realities be sort of reflected in the work?
As an artist, I work a lot with sound. I do tend to find sound very inspiring, and in particular, the sounds I hear in London are for the most part drone-like hums, like this sound in this secret space at the South Bank.
My work is all about thinking around rhythm, airborne, bird, flying rhythm, drawings across sky, the choreography of boats on water. That's partly why I love this area, that you have this incredibly strong vertical geometry going on and this encroaching water, which is of a very, very different order, and yet they're coming into relation.
I think you can hear the bingo in the background, numbers being called. I think I find cinemas quite fascinating spaces. They're really places that are built for dreams and kind of irrational fantasies. And this Hall of Mirrors is quite particular for cinemas of that time. It's just like another element, I guess, and it is now a bingo hall.
The interesting thing with sort of 21st century culture is that sense of its invisibility, its ephemerality. I was reading recently about the fate of various strip malls and out-of-town shopping malls where they were being repurposed because nobody went to them anymore. So you imagine these cathedrals of shopping, if you like, being sort of slowly repurposed and made into places that house many, many computer units. So just the way that these sort of different rhythms run through cities and this kind of conversation about the materiality of the culture and the immateriality.
Hello there. Yes, of course. I'm an artist and I'm working with the Canal and River Trust in the space down there. And we're going to be having...
It's really emblematic of something that I find very moving about London as a city, which is there's all these incredible hidden treasures that nobody knows about. And it feels like it's a city that kind of is constantly unfolding in that way, where you can be on Tooting High Street, which isn't necessarily the most exotic of places, and walk into a bingo hall and be in this absolutely like exuberant, elaborate place that is really profoundly magical and moving, in my opinion.
There's something about the chaos of network cables and points of connection and dead ends, all of which seem to run through London in a temporal sense of historical continuities and discontinuities from the Industrial Revolution onwards, but also spatially. And this space is a good example of this infinite loop of networks and cables that seem to be leading nowhere, but are clearly the underside of the South Bank architecture.
All of our old ways of thinking about the city or identity, of what is on the inside and what is on the outside, and how we can protect ourselves from infiltration. There's a sort of weird schism between being stopped at a border in that way and the fact that, like the water moving into the space, and the air being full of signals, that space is just not operating in those sorts of ways anymore.